Right, episode 39. Thank you guys for listening still. As always, sponsored by Usk Stoves, who do log burners, stoves,
and many other things.
boilers, biomass heaters.
Wow,
There's a load
shit.
of other things going on. So yeah, we're gonna get some more info on them and put it out to you guys.
Yeah.
But episode 39.
Mikey Webb, doctor.
Doctor.
First doctor on the pod.
I'll take that.
Probably the only ever podcast
I don't know any doctors.
we'll ever do with a doctor. But how have you been, mate? How's your week?
My week has been chaotic. Got back from Malta. Basically, got back from Malta, went straight to Chase's house. So, like, on a bit of a mental setup there where nothing is where I want it to be.
Yeah.
I very much like my desk, my 2 monitors, my little desk mic, like everything in place. And I haven't had that for a couple of weeks. And with the boys being at Europeans, I'm like, I need to be on my phone. I need to be in touch.
Stressful times.
So yeah, stressful, but like I was in Malta, like I can't complain too much.
Yeah.
If I was moaning about being in Malta, I wouldn't be happy with myself.
Yeah.
Do you train out in Malta? Because they've got some serious gyms out there.
Just had a full kind of week off, which
Nice.
is the first time I've actually taken a week off in training in years. So
Okay.
weird feeling.
Was that a planned break? Was that like you needed the break?
A little bit. Like it wasn't. I didn't even plan to take a break necessarily. We said like if we fancy training, we'll get in. But like if we don't fancy, I'm not going to force myself. And yeah, just didn't ever really get the itch.
Is that something you would sort of say to your athletes if they're on holiday? Do you say, train if you want or take it as a break? Or
Yeah, so normally I'll work them like 2 sessions. Don't fucking do more than 2 sessions.
Yeah.
Like you're on holiday, if you do more than 2, like I'm definitely not writing anything on video.
Yeah.
But like I think it's quite underrated to take a week off. Don't get me wrong, I got back and I was rusty. Like I got into the gym, I was like, all right, how do I do this? This feels weird.
Yeah.
But my body's grateful for it, I think. Like sometimes that full week off just lets you flush little like niggles out and stuff. Like
things you can feel building towards a niggle,
It's good for the brain as well, just to like have that reset moment, isn't it?
Yeah.
Before we start with the million questions that we've got for you, we've got a bit of an icebreaker, right? You've got 2 lifts to save your life, but you have to pick 2 of your clients to do them. One's a max snatch, one's a max clean jerk. Who are you picking? Who's good with the pressure?
A max snatch and a max clean and jerk.
1 lift.
I'm giving Jasper the snatch.
Okay.
That boy, when you need him to go 3 for 3, will
Pull it out his
pull
arse.
it out of the bag every time we've needed him to so far.
What's his max snatch?
52 at the minute. So
And he's how old?
I'm gonna butcher this. 20?
I was gonna say he's
21.
He's young, and
Not old.
Crazy.
Touch wood, hopefully like 155 after Europeans. What we're thinking.
Good luck, mate.
And then clean and jerk is, I think you've got to go for reliable. Can I take someone that I don't necessarily coach, but like
you can. Go on then.
I'm taking Sarah Davis every time. She can pull a clean and jerk out the bag. I think demonstrated by.
That's sick. Okay, so you got 2 very very good friends there and clients, athletes that you can pull out the bag. I was thinking about this when I was writing it, and I was like, who the fuck would I choose? And I was like, I think like there's so many people that I've seen have both moments where they pull out of their ass and then also bomb. I was like, I'll probably end up dead. I was like, I'm fucked. Cool. So if you didn't guess already, Mike is a weightlifter and a weightlifting coach, as well as many other things. Where did it all begin, Mike? Where did the love for lifting start?
So I trained basically since I was 15, in some sense, was in a gym. And then I'm going to give you the long story and then we can
go for it.
Condense it down if we need to do.
Go for it. No, go for it.
Some cuts we can do. I went to London, I played lots of football. Football, it was like either pursue football or like kind of do your A-levels, go to uni. Went to uni, did my A-levels, all of that. Did a maths degree. Trained alongside a maths degree, like loved training. I didn't realize before I did a maths degree that people love maths. Like I thought everyone that went was just good. Like they could just do it. Do you know those people at school that just got maths? They didn't really try that hard. It clicked. That was me. I was like, everyone here is going to be that. They're going to play football. They're going to go to the gym. Like people, especially at UCL, like big international scene, they love maths.
That was their hobby.
Yeah, they'd finish a
Their
lecture
life.
and they'd be like, "Do you want to go to the whiteboard and do some like problems
Sums and
or like
stuff.
the worksheet?" I was like, "No, I want to go to the gym. I think I don't want to do this." So I did that. Got my maths degree. Realized I went for a couple of job interviews in like offices. I was like, "Oh, I can't fucking work in this office 12 hours a day," because it was all like high pressure consultancy, investment banking. I was like, this isn't me. I can't do this.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna get sacked or I'm gonna kill myself. Like,
You're in a pressure cooker there straight away.
So wasn't for me. And then went and PT'd to try and pursue the thing that I kind of loved. PT'd for a year. Hated it. Hated it so much, which is weird considering where I am now. But got on the tube every morning. Hated getting on the tube. Hated London. Like London as a student.
Oh, okay,
core-
so it was more the backing around the PT that affected the PT.
PTing in London.
Yeah. So just in a fitness first, right underneath the Shard. So like, you could charge ridiculous money. It's great, but like, I was by far the youngest, least experienced PT in the gym, and like, I had a maths degree. There was no like, it wasn't an issue of like competence, but I just had no like sales experience. And the most successful PTs were by and large like not the best PTs.
Yeah.
They were
People who
just-
could chat, people who could
Like,
look
you'd
bring
see-
people in.
Yeah, so like they'd sit down and you could like, I'd sit on the sofas behind them and just hear them like hard selling this poor like, this lady just wants to look good on holiday.
Yeah.
And they're like, right, that dream you told me about, you're not going to make it unless like this is where you need to prove it. This is just, I was like, fuck. Like she just wants to lose a couple of stone and look good in a bikini.
Yeah.
So hated it, got out of London and didn't know what I was doing with my life. I was like, fuck, I don't want to PT anymore because that didn't work. I don't want to go and work in a bank. Like, what? What is that? Applied to do a master's in sport biomechanics at Loughborough. Got in. Loved it so much. Like, to the extent I wish I'd have done my undergrad at Loughborough because it was just my people. I went straight there. Like, everyone loves sports. Like, made some of my best mates on that master's course.
As far as unis though for sport, that's like one of the most prestigious in the UK for
Yeah,
sports,
that is like
right?
that's
The holy grail.
the place
Yeah.
for sports. So did that kind of at the risk of sounding a bit cocky. It's quite easy going from like a maths degree at UCL to like a sport biomechanics masters because the study hours were a bit less and like a lot of biomechanics is easy maths. So like I'd done difficult maths and it was now like okay, apply that to like the body. I was like,
Sound.
yeah, I can do that, that's fine.
Fine.
And then COVID happened midway through that year. So
That threw everything up.
threw everything off, and I was like, I'm not ready for a real job because I don't want this time at Loughborough to end. Like, this is the best time of my life, essentially.
Yeah.
So kind of fell into a PhD. I was like, a bit
As
like
you
a
do.
panic,
As you do.
a bit like a
I
panic
remember that
masters.
happened to me.
I did like a panic PhD where I was like I
need
want
to do something.
continue doing this, and it allowed me to carry on training at Loughborough and carry on living there and carry on like enjoying it basically. Like kind of proposed a self-funded PhD to my supervisor, and he was like, "Yeah, you know what? This has got legs. Go to British weightlifting, see if they're willing to chuck you a bit of cash, maybe fund it." And they didn't fund it, but they gave me a bit of money to kind of, on the basis I was studying in weightlifting, and to like, if I just relayed the research, kind of helped on their sports science stuff, just a bit of cash on the side, like to kind of help push me through that.
Yeah, that's cool.
But yeah, in that master's year, basically turned up. I'd done, since I finished PT in like April and started that master's in September, I'd done CrossFit for like, what's that, 3-4 months, 5 months maybe. In that gap, loved it, like fell into a CrossFit gym, or did the classic, watched the documentaries. I was like, oh my God, like this is so
Based
cool.
on it,
This is the thing. Did that. My first ever CrossFit session, maxed out my snatch, clean and jerk. That was the workout of the
As
day.
you do.
Horrid. Like, I think I did 70, 90. with like bent arms, like proper
rigid,
muscle in it. Yeah.
Class.
I can't believe they let me do it. Like, I'm glad they did.
Yeah,
but,
it's
like,
not.
If I walked into that box, I wouldn't let me back.
Yeah. Whoa, now stop.
whoa.
Yeah.
Empty bar for you, sir.
Yeah.
But yeah, did that and then kind of turned up at Loughborough, found a CrossFit box, and there were weightlifting trials, and I was like, at the time, no concept of like the weightlifting as a sport, the environment, like what it kind of was.
Let me check that.
So
I'll check it now. Carry on. Go on, Mike.
So yeah, basically went to trials just to figure out. I basically turned up. I was like, look, I don't really want to be a weightlifter. I just want to get better at weightlifting for CrossFit.
Yeah,
like CrossFit's my
like
thing.
everyone does.
And they were like, yeah, sure, whatever you say,
yeah.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
And at the time, Loughborough was like the home of British weightlifting. So like Stu Martin was at trials.
Yeah.
Like Chris Murray was head of the weightlifting club. I had no idea who these people were at the time.
Yeah, of course.
And Stu at the end was like, it was me and like Liam, who was like big jack powerlifter, that decided to try a bit of weightlifting. He was like the two jacked ones basically, put them in one of the squads. I like helped to oversee. They look like they could be half decent basically. And I was like, I just want to get better for CrossFit. I'll come to the team training. I don't really know what I'm doing. And Stu kind of convinced me. He was like, look, give it a couple of months. Yeah. Don't do like I'm not telling
Sack
you
all
to
that
stop.
other stuff off.
He's like, I'm not telling you to stop, but like you're doing 5 double sessions like a week.
You're gonna kill yourself.
This is way too much on top of weightlifting. Drop a bit of it out, and then I just loved it. Like the bit of CrossFit I enjoyed was like the high skill gymnastics, the barbell stuff. Like stick me on a row, and I'm not built for it, and B, I'm bad at it.
Yeah.
But like handstand walks, ring muscle ups, like fine. So I kind of wanted to apply that to snatch, clean and jerk, and
Fell in love from there.
got like that club environment when I first got to Loughborough was like unbelievably good. It was like surrounded by people that I had no, like looking back, I wish I could have appreciated it more, but like training with like Sarah Davis, Zoe Smith was there, Chris Murray was there.
they're
Like,
all
I apologise if I forget your name.
Best in the country kind of
A
thing.
handful of like the best weightlifters in the country, and I immediately was the shit one, like in that squad. But I had no concept of like what was good or how good they were on like national, international level. So I just assumed that like
Everyone was like that.
you live for a couple of years and you snatch 120. I was like, that's what
what's in
everyone
front
does.
of me, yeah.
So yeah, walked straight into that, and
That's the perfect place though to start, because everyone who is where you want to be is there in front of you, and you've got sort of the roadmap to do it.
But you've almost then got a quite, like you said, like a skewed vision on what weightlifting actually is, though. You know, the going through the usual route of the trenches, and then you go out of the trench and find the club that is like, this is going to now take me to the next level. You're already above the trench. You're already in it. You're in the best club you could possibly be in. So, you know, you're not around people who are snatching 50 kilos, 60 kilos. All of a sudden, you're around people who are snatching 130, 140, going, oh, okay,
So,
this is just an average Tuesday. Whereas with me, we had a conversation before the pod. Like when I joined Willpower, I went from being in the gym where everyone was snatching with bars that didn't spin, with hexagonal plates, learning off all things gym, and snatching 50, 60 kilos. And if someone snatched above 80, it was like, oh my God, this is mind blowing. To then walking in on a random Tuesday and seeing like a 140 snatch being done for reps. And it's like, what? Like, what the fuck? What have I just walked into?
Yeah, ridiculous.
So when you took that transition from CrossFit into weightlifting, was it for a competitive reason? Did they basically see you and go, right, okay, we're going to try and push this guy into more of a competitive style of weightlifting, or was it they just saw your potential?
So I think they just saw a bit of potential. Like I went in because I was shit at weightlifting. Like I couldn't overhead squat with an empty bar. Like I went to trials and trials was the first time I did a full depth overhead squat with an empty bar, and I was like, I turned up before trials. I don't think people know this. I turned up before trials. I warmed up for maybe like half an hour, so I could get into an overhead squat. So they didn't just kick me out, because Loughborough was like a place in like weightlifting had like such a cool vibe in Loughborough, because it had its own little like, I guess, VIP feeling section to the gym.
Community kind of thing.
Where like you'd look over and you'd see these monsters throwing weights around, and like you weren't sure if you were allowed in that area. Like people had like British like flags over them and stuff, and you were like, oh, like that's really cool. So trials got like 100 people sign up, and we only had space for like 45 people. So already like my idea of the bottom end of weightlifters was like, you're already at Loughborough where like you're with talented people, like normally you're into sport to some extent, and we've lost 50% of those. So weightlifting was quite prestigious in that regard. So I just turned up and I was like, I just really want to get on the team. Like that is, like I'm going to get the best coaching. I'm going to get like, I've got a choice between a CrossFit box or potentially some or like really cheap, really good coaching. I was like, this is class. Like
double whammy.
This is all I'm going for. So I turned up, not even snatched, like overhead squatted with an empty bar, with like my lifters on, like left my laces undone, so it looked like when I was on my toes, my heel stayed on the floor, so it looked better than it was. Went in, and then afterwards, like kind of Stu, I think mentioned to Chris, who was running the club, he was like, grabbed me, like the two Jack guys, and had like a little word and was like, look, the first thing he asked me was like, do you have any Armenian in you? And I was like,
that is such a niche thing as well.
So straight to the fucking
in weightlifting though, immediately as soon as you said, if you said I'm Armenian, my brain would go, ooh, potential. It's like Bulgarian. Yes, you're in.
He was like, oh, I was like, I kind of looked at him the same way you was, like, no, what the fuck? Like, I had no idea. I didn't even know where Armenia was. Like, I knew it was a country, but I couldn't place it.
Yeah.
But he's like, you look a bit like Edmund Avatizian.
Yeah.
And he was like, you also lift a bit like him. I was like, oh, who's he? I was like, oh, he thinks I lift a bit like this GB lifter. And like,
no.
Well, anyway, and by lift a bit like Edmund, he meant you look really strong and like you can kind of overhead squat. But yeah, like got roped into that, and then I guess the rest is kind of history. It was a case of like, right, you're going to do the club program for a little bit, just to get you into a weightlifting program, and then I think Christmas, like second term came, and jumped on their like performance team program where basically Stu gave you a template, you gave him like not much money, and you kind of filled in the template by yourself. It wasn't like a comprehensive kind of coaching thing you got, but did that, and then I think did my first English not too long after. Missed age groups, so I was like, I qualified for age groups.
Never. So you went straight into seniors competition.
Yeah, so like COVID cancelled that age group, so like
shit.
Missed my first age groups, and then went to the English the year after that, and had an okay time. Made all the beginner mistakes.
Yeah, of course. We'll talk about that now. But like numbers wise, then when you first started that program up to the first English, what were the numbers kind of going into it, and then what were the numbers by the time you got to the English? Can you remember them?
Try my best. Like I said, walked into the club with like 1790 from a CrossFit gym. That was the first time I'd ever maxed out.
Yeah.
Very quickly, I think the first comp I did like 95 115.
Wow. Okay.
Which was like in like a Bucks qualifier. I think before I got into Stu's program, I had done like maybe a 103 snatch and like a 130 clean and jerk.
Wow.
And then maybe finished, trained in my like, when COVID happened, we built like a shed for me to train in, which my dad's a builder, so like forever grateful for that gym.
Shout out him.
And pushed myself to like 115, 145 in that little shed by myself, desperately trying to watch videos and figure out
what the fuck's going on. Yeah.
So yeah, that's kind of how those progressed.
So that would then play into the argument is very, very important to be strong first.
Yes and no. I think I compensated for being shit by being strong. I wouldn't say it's like
Right.
necessary. It was like I wouldn't have got anywhere near the numbers I did if I wasn't like quite powerful. So
Yeah,
both
yeah.
of the lifts were powers. Like
Yeah.
my
Okay.
to this day, my best lifts are like power snatch, power clean and jerk, like my PBs. Which I wouldn't recommend. And the boys I coach definitely don't do that. It's not an excuse.
Why do you think that is? Is that having such like a powerful athletic base beforehand, or?
I think not out of anything that like kind of good. It's more out of the fact I'm so immobile. Like I've spent essentially the past 6 or 7 years, however long I've been weightlifting, stretching, and that is most of the progress I've made. Is I can now overhead squat more than an empty bar.
Yeah.
But yeah, really, like that was always the challenge for me. So yeah, that was.
We said that
the
literally on
reason
a pod recently about the people with like what's the hardest sport to get into after, let's say, if you do rugby and then go into weightlifting. I was like, what are the most important things you can do? And I said, just stretch. It's like if you're a rugby player or a football player or something from another sport that's already power driven or strength driven, the only thing you can do to get better at weightlifting is just fucking stretch and get into these horrible positions, because the amount of people that are so strong but then don't want to put the time into stretching, that have the capability of snatching and clean and jerking like fucking 40 kilos more than they already do. Yeah. And you're just like, just spend the next, like you said, 6 years just stretching every day and you will just unlock. You won't even need to like take it that seriously. It will just work. So yeah, listen to the doctor over here.
I'm hoping another 4 years of stretching and maybe another 14.
Yeah. So when you took those steps, then going through the camps, going up to the English, so that was that your first ever competition, an English?
No, so it kind of went qualify for Bucks, which everyone did as a student.
Yeah.
English.
Right. Okay. So you had 2 before English as like a kind of warm up kind of thing, or to get used to competition. Because like I can't imagine my third. Well, yeah. Oh, to be fair, yeah, I get it. But like doing Bucks is a big competition. But I guess I know it's like you're with your mates and it's uni and whatever. But like every time I've been to Bucks, it's like full. It's full crowd. It's
Bucks
full like full atmosphere. Like you've got great back rooms. It's like very competitive. Like that's quite a intense competition to do as you're I'm opening my eyes into something brand new here, rather than go into, I don't know, like a CrossFit box and doing one that, you know, you get what I'm trying to say. That's like I would be like deer in headlights walking in going, fucking hell, what's this all about? Like
it feels in at the deep end to some extent, but like I didn't know the scale of weightlifting. So like it was just lack of awareness that made it, I guess, less stressful. So like I did athletics as a kid. I did like football to like an okay level, and like there was enough of a crowd there that Bucks didn't seem any more of a crowd than like the other sports.
Just used to competing already, so it's not that big of
I guess so. Like
deal.
Not even competing, just having
pressure.
With like just a big room, and like I really liked the pressure. Like that is something I kind of thrive on anyway. So like for me that was just exciting. I didn't realise like the tier 3 I went to was quite quiet compared to what I was used to, and then Bucks was like back to normal rather than like a step up. It was just like a step back up. So yeah, Bucks was like, I still had no idea kind of what I was doing, but I had like very good coaches around that I like
looked after,
fully trusted. So like, I think Chris Murray coached me in my first like tier 3, and he was like he could have done it with his eyes closed. Do you know what I mean? It's like, right, you're gonna do this, you're gonna do this. Sit down, shut up, put your headphones in. Okay, lift, go out, make it.
Done. Yeah.
Done.
Like, what was your feelings on the very first lift then? Can you remember that feeling? Because I can remember the first feeling that I had.
I don't remember feeling much. Like it was so light for me because like the point was just to qualify for Bucks.
Right.
So like, it wasn't like I'm going to go and send it in this competition. It was like and the Bucks qualification number was like 170 or something.
Yeah, very comfortable.
Where it was like at the time I was like, right, I can do this with openers, and like opened so light that I knew I could make this. I powered it for like a triple. Like
Yeah,
I was making this list.
Yeah. Okay, so you didn't have that nervousness of on a lift that you may miss, as well as being your first competition. I get
Not until Bucks, where I was a bit more like nervous.
Yeah, on it. Okay, tell me then the English. What happened at the English? First English.
Oh, English was wild. So like had a combination. It was actually me and Sam Finch were like top of B group at the English, and Stu coached both of us at the time. So like Stu was kind of handling both. So I had like Sarah to help, which unbelievable back group for like
Stu and Sarah in the back room. That's fucking mad.
for like my first big comp. And somehow between two of the most experienced coaches, I did maybe 3 snatch waves before I went out. And I wrote them my warm ups, and they're probably gonna laugh watching this. So Sarah's gonna message me like, "Fuck off, it was Stu's fault." But I was going out for like 110, 113, something like that. I think I gave a range of like 110 to 113, and the goal was like try and get to 120. Went out. Backroom did like 50, 70, 90, 100, 105, 110. I was like, okay, ready to go out. 100, 104, 108, ready to go. 100, 103, 107, ready to go. And I was like, finally got to go out. And I'd done a full training session at this point. I was like, there's only so much adrenaline and like anger I can I'm quite a, I guess, intentful, angry lifter. So headphones in, silence, like pacing around, looking around the room, like, girl, like lots of anger. And finally go out to like 112, I think, launch it over my head. Like, absolutely, like, send it. It was so high and I dropped so fast that, like, it was about a mile behind me. Did that, looked around, I was like, that was silly, wasn't it? And kind of, they both looked at me and they're like, okay, you know you can do it. Go back out, give yourself a minute. Like, you've basically just done it 3 times in the back. Like, just fucking go out and do it. Went out, did it, dropped it early because I slammed the bar down because I was like, yeah, like, fucking take that. So stand there, I'm like, and I do it, and it's not even in a way where like the judges can give me benefit of the doubt. I like stand up
and slam
drop it. No, not even slam it. Like drop it, and I like freeze. I'm like, oh. And it's not like I can walk off and celebrate this. You've seen me just like realize what I've done. So they were like, meh. Like I was like, fuck. And then they were like, okay, what do you want to do? I was like, give me 116. Like, I think it might have been a kilo PB at the time, or like match PB or something. I was like in my head, I made that. That was a make. Like, I know I didn't hold it, but I made that lift. Went out, powered 116, smoked it. Like it looked like I had 25, and I was like, dick. Like why have you done that? Then went out for clean and jerk, did 40, made it fine. Did 44, made it fine. 50. First time I'd ever got like really dizzy on a lift. Went out, power clean them all, obviously, because I had no choice but to power clean. I couldn't full clean.
It's a big power clean.
Got rattled by 50, felt fine, popped it up, and then like the room just slowly went grey from like the top down, and like the music turned to like just a buzzing noise. I was like, this feels weird. Didn't like that. Popped it up a couple of times, and then just pressed the jerk. And I couldn't tell if I pressed the jerk or not because I couldn't feel my arms. I was like over my head, and I slowly regained like the feel of what everything should feel like. So I got called to press on the 50. But I was happy.
It's a good comp though, isn't it? Like considering you clocked the first 2, like you know what I mean. Like that's a fucking good comp to bring it back from the depths. And
is that the closest you've ever come to passing out lifting?
No, I've definitely gotten closer. I've never fully like gone out and like do you know like the fails you see on Instagram or anything like that. I've never fully gone.
It's almost an admirable thing to take yourself to the absolute limit of like, I know what's going to happen because you can sort of feel the room closing. And I've never done it lifting, but I've done it. But you go for it anyway. You know,
you just don't want to waste it, do you? Like if you've tried that hard on a clean or something like that, and you've taken that long, when you're standing there, you're just like, oh please, just give me one more second to just try this before it goes dark. But the when you say admirable, in in Willpower, Mikey, it was just like any given day with
Was
Mikey.
it?
Oh yeah, he was like, it got to the point where no one even reacted. It was like he would
Oh.
drop and immediately grab his belt, and you just knew, he's got it covered. Like when it happened to someone, it happened to Geordie once, and he's a big lad to go down.
Yeah.
And he I think he cleaned, I think it was like 170 something, and he stood it up. And it wasn't like, you see people and they're like, and you're going, just put it down quick, like you're gonna go. He just went from standing to falling, and it was just like boom, and it was like, oh my god, he's gone down.
What is it with Mikey? Like low blood pressure or
Just such a light guy, and he's fucking clean and jerking like 155, 160, and every time he just had it there, it would just be lights out. I've had it once where I've fully gone, and it was the most stupid thing. It was before Bangor. So it was the week before Bangor. So training just got lighter and lighter and a bit easier. And we were doing squats. We were doing front squats, and I was front squatting 150. Fine. I did a couple of singles, and they were like so easy, like flying. And Justin just went, okay, put 160 on, 1 rep, call it a day, we're done. Yeah. I literally unracked 160, which my max was like 170. So I was like, I know I can do this. I took it off, and the next thing I know, I'm on the floor, and I'm like fitting, and like Geordie's got my legs above my head, and I'm just like, what the fuck has just happened? And they were like, you've just blacked out. And there wasn't like any hint of like, oh, I'm gonna go. Yeah. It was just, I'm gone. And then I remember just looking at Justin, and Justin just going, just walking out of the room. Sympathy. And I was just like, oh, great. The last lift I'm gonna do before competition, I blacked out. I was like, great.
Nice.
He was like, yeah, class.
The closest I've got, I actually remember, me and Chris Rest did a block of like velocity-based training, and neither of us knew like fucking what velocities you should be squatting at. They're just numbers.
Yeah.
So the only person we knew was like Mash's program, like Travis Mash did like a big, like a 16-week block of velocity-based training. And one of the exercises he had us do was, that was written in his program, was banded jerk dips. I've never done a banded jerk dip before. But like basically the logic behind the band is you can drive really hard, and you're not going to get clattered by a re-rack because it just can't leave your chest. And like because there's so much pressure, and like you get a small release at the top, each of those releases gradually, like as you've built up so much blood in your head from like the tension to pop, feeling all of that blood drain, and then like back to tension, and just feeling my body just like trying to get it back into the rack.
Awful.
We did it like with safeties after that, but like both of us, I've seen us like basically just dump into that rack, not being able to see everything. Like, please be in the rack.
So going through your competitive streaks as a lifter, then, so what is your sort of proudest moment as a competitive weightlifter, and then your proudest moment as just a weightlifter in general?
So competitive was doing the English. So I haven't done a comp since that English.
Right.
I got into coaching, and then I think we spoke about this just before the pod, but like I get as much from doing like a heavy session as I do competing. I like the attention, I like the external pressure, but like I could go to like a big Friday with the boys and have just as much from that as competing. And like alongside coaching, it's quite a lot of I guess of it's just quite a long day of like you've probably done it before where you're trying to coach and compete, and it's like coach, adrenaline spike, adrenaline down, adrenaline spike, adrenaline down. Go out yourself, and by the time you get to yourself, you're like,
you said about this with Meg, like fair play to people who can do that.
You can't. It's impossible. If you're gonna try, I think if you're gonna try and compete at any level, you can't do it. Like because one or the other takes a hit, and you can't. Like in my eyes, I can't coach worse
you don't
to then lift well. Like I want to try and get them through it as best they possibly can, but then my lifting them would take a big fucking hit. It's hard.
Something's got to give.
But yeah, outside of competitiveness, I'm as proud of like the 126 power snatch as I am the 100 kilo full snatch, because like the 126 power was like what I'm good at. It was like it felt really good. I was like, I've just smoked that. Like I feel really good. Like I don't know that many people that can power anything over 120. I was like, in terms of respect for myself as a lifter, I was like, fuck, I feel like I'm
up there.
getting there.
Yeah,
like I'm getting really good. And the 100 kilo full snatch, it was like the complete opposite. It was like none of the external, none of like respect for myself. It was more like I knew the amount of work that I'd gone in just to get to that point, which like almost feels stupid. Like you powered 100 kilo snatch like 3 months into lifting.
Yeah.
Like it took me maybe 5 years to like legitimately not ride it in, like catch something actually at the bottom and feel stable and like be like, that was a fucking snatch.
That's a personal victory as opposed to like everyone else can see a 126 power and they go, fuck yeah, that is legit. But the 100 snatch might have been so much harder for you that you go, I'm really proud of this because I know the effort that's gone into it.
Yeah, exactly that. It was like all of the like the frustration. Like for me going into the gym and doing power snatches, I don't get frustrated. Like they make a lot of sense. They feel quite nice. I had a couple of coaches like along the way that made them click more and more, but like that click never really happened with the full snatch. It was like I understood powers better and better, and like I guess as a whole understood snatching more. But like that, I really struggled to translate that into full. So like for me, like that was such a big win because I was like, fuck, like there was no like magic pill, there was no like click. It was like it was just graft to get there. It wasn't any like do you know sometimes you write someone a block and you're like, I've nailed this. Like I've made it click for someone. You can see they're lifting differently. They get it now. Like I never had that with fulls. I had that like a couple of times along the way with different lifts. Like jerks, I had a block where I went from like 140 to 170, like in a 4 months maybe, like really quickly because I just understood the lift more and more. And that just never happened. It felt like fucking nose against the grindstone, like just
kilo at a
scraping
time,
kilos, getting slightly more mobile. Like it never clicked. It just, I just dragged it there, I guess.
Yeah.
So that would be like up there.
Yeah. No, that's sick. It's cool to hear from someone again, like you said, it's the appreciation, even though it's 26 kilo lighter, it's not necessarily the weight on the bar, it's the appreciation of the work. Yeah. I think that's where people sometimes go wrong, is like, yes, you've got a number in your head that you want to get to in weightlifting. Like I'm going to ask you what yours are, and you've got yours with your squat and stuff like that. And you think, right, okay, when I get to that number, I'm going to be really happy. But it's the appreciation that when you look back and you go, right, it took me 6 months, 6 years, however long, you can look back at all that time spent and go, that's what I'm happiest about. It's not necessarily like, yes, of course, the number on the bar is fucking sick because you can be like, yeah, it's 100 kilos, or yeah, it's 220. But it's when you can look back and go, you know what, I was in that trench for about 3 years. Yeah. You know what I mean? I dug my way through it. I got the number, and now I can look back and just go, that 3 years was worth it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and like the amount of rinsing I took being like head of the club at Loughborough, not being able to full snatch, I was like, I've got to do it. Just out of respect for myself at this point.
Yeah. Yeah. Go. I got a lot of questions about coaching more so. So you went to Loughborough. At what point did you sort of, after the English, you sort of went more into coaching then if you stopped competing?
Yeah, so one of the girls at the club asked me, she was like, I feel like I need something individual. I don't know what I'm doing. Like, what do you think I should do? Like, as a mate. And I was like, you know what? Like, I've PT'd. I'm doing a master's in biomechanics. I don't feel like I'm well set up for this, but I'm not badly set up for this. Basically, let me give it a go. And I coached her for free until age groups. And I was like, look, like the deal was, you win age groups, you start paying me. I felt like I've earned it at that point.
Yeah, don't take the piss at that point. You're winning medals now. Like, let's go.
Yeah. I was like, I'm going to experiment with stuff. Like, I don't know what I'm doing, but like, that was almost like the best part about it. Is a lot of what I did was built from like, I guess, first principles instead of like I hadn't done my level 2. I hadn't really done anything that qualified me to be a weightlifting coach. So a lot of what I thought was based on like, I guess, physics and biomechanics rather than what someone had told me to do. So the format came from like, it was very similar to Stu's program at the start. Like whenever you start coaching, you basically take your old coach's program. You're like, it's got to look something.
Yeah, the
like
layout
this.
is good. I can just move my own thing.
That's your foundation, isn't it?
Yeah, that's what you know. So I went from that, and then there were a lot of things at the risk of getting caught in a tangent that I didn't really get why we did. So like there are lots of like when I did my level 2 and like things you heard in the gym, I didn't understand why it was bad. And I kind of carried that through to now, but like people would get like hounded for an early arm bend, and I was like, I don't understand why that's bad, or like it would be like you need a constant back angle in your first pull. I was like, I don't see any reason. And like I asked people, like I asked you, and I was like, why are we coaching this? And the answer was kind of like because it's good, or like
it's
because that's what we've done. And like I was never quite satisfied. So like my idea of like I guess a technical model was built very much from like my own assumptions and like from the ground up. So like I didn't coach her to not early arm bend. I didn't give a fuck about a back angle. Like I made a
You can talk
an
about
Instagram
your
post
Instagram.
about
I can't wait for that. Yeah. I think it's as a beginner, well, you know, getting into coaching. Let's say beginner coach, but it's really good to sort of have if someone asks you a question to go, I don't actually know, but I'm gonna find out, because everyone gets better from that rather than going, this is the way it's always been. Just shut up and do it, because it's not really an answer to the question.
Yeah, and I think because I'd seen like same as you, like I watched so much weightlifting when I started. Like I fucking loved it. I got into it and like got obsessed. That was my special interest. So kind of watched so much, and then I was watching these people on like an international stage not follow any of the rules that were being given to me in the club, and lifting really heavy weights, and me being like, well, like why do we care then? So like the way I coached her, like programmed her and coached her, was very, I guess, unique as a result of me just completely experimenting. And she won age groups, so
that's my first question. Did it work?
Yeah, so
like, well, proof
she
in the
won,
pudding.
and she was talented, like which helped a lot. Like I'm not trying to take credit. Like I will take credit. I've got a bit of an ego as a coach. I think we've chatted about this briefly before, but like some of that was the program being good, but a lot of it was like she was just good. Like she could have won an age groups doing a lot of things.
It takes a lot of things to make a really successful athlete, and like they kind of all have to be there at the elite level. So you should definitely take a lot of credit for it, because you're in control of what she's doing in the gym. Like you can be as talented as you want, but if you're not fucking training properly, then you know, good luck.
But yeah, she won that, and then as a result, kind of a few more people asked me, and then they kind of told their friends, and a few more people asked me, and kind of accidentally started coaching. Like, wasn't really a plan. I was kind of like, I'm going to see how this thing goes. I quite enjoy it. It's a bit fun. I kind of wanted to prove that, like, or disprove things that I didn't get a nice answer to. So, like, when I was like, why do we care about back angle? Or why do we care about jumping back? Like, and I didn't get an answer. I was like, well, I'm not going to care about these things unless hear well my athlete's doing, and I either find a reason, I prove myself right, which was like a win-win for me. And like, because I wasn't charging anything, it was really cheap at the start. I didn't feel bad for experimenting, because I was like, look, I'm doing a PhD, you're not going to get much attention, and I'm going to experiment with things, because like
it's how you find out though. It's how you find out what, like we talk about it all the time, but like, and we say about on this podcast, like not. Like no one's the same, like no athlete's the same, and you don't know until you learn the athlete, but also then experiment with the athlete. Like you'll do blocks, or I've done blocks with people where I've seen something, or I've read something, or I've maybe spoke to another coach and they've said, oh, try this, or I've gone out and tried something, and you just go on a whim, oh, you know what, fuck it, Sam, try this, and then all of a sudden you put like 10, 15 kilos on your left and you go, oh shit, I've never done that before, but it's worked. Or the opposite, and you go, well, it doesn't work with you, but it might work with him over there or her over there. But you don't know until you try it, I think.
I think your situation is perfect, because it's the opposite of these PTs that are flogging themselves to the older lady. Like, you've not gone out to push anything, and because you were, you know, obviously good at what you do and getting better at what you do over the time until you get to this point today, but word of mouth and other people are going, oh, you know, Mike did this really worked, and it's almost a bit of proof there that you can be happy with.
It's like evidence based, isn't it? It's like you see the best coach in the world. He's the best coach in the world for a reason, because his athletes are the best athletes in the world. So you just go, well, if he says something, I'm going to listen to it.
Yeah.
You know, so if your athletes are suddenly winning age groups and winning events, then people in 5th and 6th are going to be looking at that going, oh, what's she doing compared to me, or what's he doing, you know? So.
I got a question for you. So the question is, has social media made coaching better or worse? But just what you said there, Charlie, was really good in the sense of he's the best coach in the world. He says this, listen to him. And it's almost like over, I think the farmer's gate or something, it's called the analogy. Like there's a gate in the middle of a field, we keep it there, but we don't know why, because so many generations have passed since the question needed answering. Yeah. So like information gets filtered down from the best coach in the world. Why do we do that? He did it. Why do we do that? Well, he did it. And they forget why they do it.
Yeah.
So in that sense, do you think social media and having so much information out there is better for coaching, or do you think it's sort of paralysis by analysis at this point?
I think it's both. Like the accessibility of information, I think, is great as a beginner. Like I do think you get a bit of paralysis by analysis because someone's telling you that one thing, someone's telling you another thing. You're trying to follow 5 different systems, and the easiest way to not be successful is
to follow everything,
to try and do everything. So like, I think there's that trap. But I think conversely, anyone can say anything on social media, and like, I think there's the inbuilt assumption because someone's putting it out there on Instagram that they
must
have
be right.
authority. Yeah, exactly that. Because for me to be confident enough to back myself to put things on Instagram, like I still doubt what I say. I've got a fucking PhD and I've coached people to like gold international medals. Like there's like I should be able to back myself, and I still look at things I post and I'm like, do I actually think that? Like I kind of challenge my assumptions, and I'm like, I'm not sure.
That's healthy though.
Yeah, but then I think like because most people think like that is logical. You assume that everyone thinks like that.
Yeah, no.
So you see someone post like advice, you're like, fuck, you must have thought about this to post it, and like people haven't.
They're just like whatever clicks, whatever sells clicks wins kind of thing.
Yeah,
that's abundantly clear when you speak to people who like not blaming them at all, but they don't know anything about lifting weights. Like I could watch a video on golf. I don't have a fucking clue about golf, and I'll watch it and go, what he said came across well. He was confident in his delivery. That must be true. And then when they speak to you about things, you sort of can go, right, well, yes and no because of X, Y, and Z. So similar to the video, so you made a video about squatting and you used a taller athlete as an example. It just so happened to be Zach Tallender. For anyone who's not listening, is a very famous YouTuber and sort of social media character.
Influencer, singer.
Yeah, all of the above. Like, and we are all fans of him. Everyone in this room thinks he's. Like, I really like him. I think he's very
been around for a long time.
Yeah. He's great. You know, he's lifting big numbers. And the video that you made, it doesn't have to be a knock on someone personally and be, correct or incorrect. But like the video you made, I thought, yeah, that's really good. That makes a lot of sense. And then it's almost like taking snippets of it out of context. And
it's the viral hook thing that like we've spoken about it, or like we've spoken about it with I can't remember who was I speaking to about it literally last night, about like you basically, or was it you yesterday, where you basically post a lift, but before you post that lift you have to post a celebration first, so then people look at the celebration and go, oh, you must have done something really good, and then you can actually post the content after that so they stay. But we'll talk about that video now, because I thought I wholeheartedly, I do that variation of squatting with all of my athletes, and I've done it with myself for years, and it has worked flawlessly. And I've always asked myself the question whilst doing these squat blocks, and I always have doubts where I'm like, should I be squatting more volume? Should I be doing this? Should I be doing that? And the evidence base from me is like, well, no, my numbers are going up and I'm feeling normal, and I'm still going. And yes, of course you need a break, but I've never felt to a point with my heavier squats where I've gone, I am broken. Like I am physically fucked from doing so much volume that it's killed me. When you posted this video, can you remember the message I sent you? So I sent you a message.
Sorry, just before you go on. So for anyone listening, what was the video?
What was the base?
The video, like my hook was stop squatting like this, basically, and and I kind of wanted people to stop doing 5x5, 4x4 as their only form of squat.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, like I've seen lots of weightlifters do 5x5 3 times a week, 4 times a week. I'm like, fuck, like, A, your knees must be in bits.
Yeah.
But B, like, it's probably not the best way all the time. Like, especially leading into a competition within a sport where pair output and like
You need to be
your legs
fresh.
and-
Yeah.
well, like, you do singles. You go on a platform, you push really hard once, maybe twice if you include pulling and standing up. But like a single or a double, you're probably like in a nice specific place for your SPP block. Do whatever in GPP, but like it probably makes a lot of sense to do that. And then when you do your back offs, you can improve your pair output by just making it really fast. And that's going to limit your fatigue. So all of your fatigue you can accumulate lifting rather than squatting. And my point was anyway, stop doing 5x5 all the time. And that was my point.
Yeah.
Do a top set and some back offs. Maybe do a heavy single, some back off triples. Your knees are going to hurt less. Your pair output's going to go up. Your lifts are going to feel better. Give it a go.
Yeah.
And
That's very understandable, and it makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
and then we saw the backlash that ensued.
Yeah.
Because in my viral hook, when I had Zach Tellender in the background, I didn't even address him.
It was just a video of him squatting. It could have been anyone.
And like doing 5x5s is especially fatiguing for tall people. That's more of them bigger moment arms, like physiologically heavier, grindier squats. It's more fatiguing. So I chose someone tall to really emphasize the point. I was like, they're going to be in the background squatting, grinding out a squat because I want people to like the message is stop grinding. And I went on to this death squat workout where it was like an EMOM, not an EMOM, but like a set of 20, a set of 19, a set of 18, a set of 17.
Yeah, I remember the video.
Every couple of minutes, you add 5 kilos or 10 kilos every lift until you fail, basically. I was like, objectively, everyone knows that's stupid. No one watching that video is like, yeah, I should squat like this. This is going to make me jacked. It's like, no, like
It's for the sake of a video. It's not
it's a challenge.
It's a challenge.
Yeah. And I took that video, and everyone in the comment section memed me with the like, "What's your total, bro?" meme that's like Dozer and Zach Tellender put, which was fine. Like that was funny. As soon as I understood it as a meme, I saw the first one. I was like, "What?" And I saw it commented like 3 times. I was like, "Okay, I vaguely remember this being a thing."
Now I'm being clicked.
But yeah, like he responded to that, and he was like, "Well, if you're not going to give people context on your video, I'm not going to give them any context to your video. Here's you squatted 200 kilos high." I was like,
I feel like you did give context though. I thought it was a well put together video.
Yeah, like I think he was like concerned that I didn't give context to the clip I used of him. But it's a 40-second reel. If I started that reel,
you'd be there for fucking 4 minutes.
Well, this is Zach Tellender doing a challenge. You shouldn't squat like this. Like people squat. It gets 100 views on trial reels. I go to bed sad because I've spent loads of time on a video that no one watched. We've all been
my
there.
life, our lives.
Every fucking time.
But instead, I was like, stop squatting like this. People are like, oh, there's a video of Zach, and he said stop squatting. Bit of a viral hook. It wasn't directed at Zach. And like even kind of better for me, he took that, posted that, and then fucking said whatever he said. Like,
It was a viral hook for his fucking music.
Yeah,
that's all it was. It wasn't even like oh fuck this guy. It was basically like, oh yeah, I'm not going to give you context anyway. Come to my fucking.
It wasn't arguing the point. It was like, I'm a fucking massive musician. Fuck you. I don't hear what you're saying. It's like it sounds like you care. But the point of your video though was very good, and like to say don't be. You're not saying don't ever do 5x5s. I think it goes for anything though. Don't pick any rep range. Don't do that all of the time. There's periodization for a reason.
Yeah. It is exactly that. But it got me loads of views and maybe like 1,500 likes. And like 30 comments that were negative. And like, don't get me wrong, that first day when I started getting negative comments, I really realised that like,
oh fuck.
Not even that, like psychologically, I'm not set up for social media.
Yeah.
Like,
you've got to be hard skinned to be in the game.
It kind of made like evolutionarily, if 30 people called you a cunt.
No, carry on.
Maybe
carry on.
I am a cunt,
well, that would be like everyone in your village.
Just come to your house.
I was looking at my phone. I was like, "Fuck, maybe I am a cunt." And like all of the lights went out the window, and I just focused on these like 30 negative comments. And I went to bed, and I was like, I woke up and I was scrolling through my feed, And I was like, hang on, that is my video on my feed. Why is that there? Why is like that on there? And then his face appears, and I was like, well, here's another comment calling me a dick.
Yeah. Do you know a good exercise I like to do with people leaving mean comments is that Instagram's very like out there for other people, whereas Facebook is much more of your circle. Look at the people who are leaving mean comments on Facebook that you know in person, and you go, I wouldn't give a fuck what you call me because I know you and I know you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah,
so I think most of the people that are leaving mean comments are retards.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
a better word, you know?
And they definitely don't do that in real life.
No.
They don't
Oh,
just be like,
no.
You're a dick. It's like, whoa.
I had this the other day with a really really small skinny runner. The guy's probably like 60 kilos, and I know full well I wouldn't have this interaction with someone in real life. And it's not because it is a physical downside to it, like we're going to have an altercation and we're going to have a fight. It's because I wouldn't say anything mean to someone unnecessarily, because it's not a nice feeling for you or for them. It's just not the way you interact.
You quickly realise that's a human, not just a piece of content that you're like, you're a cunt for making this. It's like, oh, that is a person who like eats food and sleeps and does all the things.
Yeah.
It's like, it's inherently weird to just go and abuse someone.
Yeah, you wouldn't do it day to day, but you've got this, you know,
This barrier, safety
yeah,
barrier.
exactly. And you know, the chat shit get banged is completely out of the window because you physically can't meet these people.
You literally, when you posted it, I watched it and I was like, yeah, good video. So I liked it. And then I started seeing the comments and I remember messaging you about it and I just went, these comments are a bit mad. And then literally the next day I just went back on there and was like, your video, loads of views, loads of comments. I was like, ooh. And then I like refreshed my phone. Zach Tallender, your face. I was like, ooh. I was like, it's going off.
You made it, bro.
Yeah.
Have you changed sort of how you would post? Because when was this? Wasn't that long ago?
No.
Not that long ago, maybe like a month ago.
Do you think it's changed how you look at posting or thinking about making in videos? Because the actual video was.
I don't think you should. I don't think you should give a fuck. I think no one gives a fuck, really.
Yeah.
Like no one, like we think, like I think about it when I'm posting. I'm like, oh, I want to edit this, or I want to change this, or I want to like make this. I post it. It gets the same like reaction anyway. Yeah. Like I could post like the worst edited video ever and get 200 views, or spend 3 hours on a video and get 200 views. Yeah. Like it doesn't fucking matter.
Or spend 2 minutes and get like 150 million or whatever you had on that one.
Yeah, it's just stupid. Going back to your coaching, so you mentioned there you've coached to a very high level in terms of like Europeans, worlds. So can we go through your sort of experiences at these levels for me, please? So who are the athletes first?
Okay.
On what levels?
So I guess my first kind of experience was, I think a couple of people got selected for Celtics.
Cool.
So like Henry, Axon, Neve, Collins got selected for a Celtics. Has anyone else done a Celtics? Astrid, not a Celtics, but European Cup, something in Vienna. So like a couple of people started to kind of trickle up, and then that turned to like commie champs when Neve won a gold medal. In like, that being said, like a fortunate group, but she was
still won it, still got to win it.
Well, she was in shape to potentially do a lot more than she did. Like she was in shape for kind of like 90, 120, which I think
awesome.
At any weight class, that's
very respectful.
Yeah, exactly. And then with this kind of Commonwealth Games qualification process, a lot of the boys, Europeans, Worlds, as qualifiers. So Ollie, Dodds, now Jasper, Henry, Chloe Hood. Oh, I'm going to feel really bad if I miss someone.
It's hard on the spot, isn't it?
It is. I'm going through, my programs are all like alphabetical, so I'm trying to like go through the list of people. Ed Gibson, Theo is kind of like on the edge of like probably going to something like a Celtics. Emily Barron, we went to a Euro Small Cup, Small Nations Cup, something like that with Wales. I'm going to stop trying to remember. I apologise if I missed you on.
So clearly, for the listener, you know, you've got a lot of experience at top levels of weightlifters, which is great. How do you find that? Because it's the level of coaching then is different to, let's say, coaching your everyday, train 3-4 times a week, goes to CrossFit, just enjoys weightlifting. Yeah. Now you've got background pressures of making weight, totals, mentalities, personalities, egos. You've got all of that wrapped in someone who could potentially, like you said, win a Commonwealth gold.
Really, really fun. Like I don't really have that much negative to say about it. Like a lot of the people I coach, I'm really good friends with. Yeah. Like I end up like they get a video review once a week. That is basically me looking at a camera and talking about their lifting for 20 minutes, scribbling over it, calling them a dick if they miss, whatever. Like, and like phone calls, like all of that. Like you end up with like a really close-knit relationship, and everything that we do, I very much view it as a team. Like even when I message people, I'm like, we're gonna snatch 150, which is a ridiculous statement. Like
I totally understand that. You're a team.
You're a team. Everything is us. We like.
Yeah. It feels nice though. Like if I was to say from an athlete's point of view, if I had a coach, like I've had coaches in the past who have said things like that, and I say that to my athletes. It's nice because weightlifting is such an individual sport. You're training on your own sometimes. You're definitely lifting on the platform on your own. Like it's the hardest sport mentally to do, I think, because it's just like you're scraping at kilos. If someone's next to you going, look, we can do this, then all of a sudden you go, oh, all right, okay, he's with me or she's with me, I'm good to go. So I don't think that's weird at all.
And I think it shows you're more invested in them as well. Yeah. Because I fucking want you to do this. This is me as well. We are doing this.
Yeah.
And I think a part of that is like it is a team effort, like very much so. They know I give my best and they give their best. Also, like there's a bit of ego about it. Like it's not. I don't really have a lot of time for coaches. I like, I just love seeing the smile on their face. They look so happy when they PB. I'm like, fuck that, man. Like if I was in America and I paid for my doctor, a surgeon's a great example. If I had ACL surgery and he's like, I just love seeing my patients walk again, I'd be like, okay, that's good. But if I went to someone and he's like, I'm the best fucking ACL surgeon in the world, you're going to be sprinting in no time, I'd be like, give me that guy. Don't give me the guy that's like, I love it when they walk. It's like, when they walk?
Give me
something here. It is such a personal job and you do end up becoming friends with these people, but they are essentially, the original point was paying for a service, do that fucking service well, and then if you can have everything else outside of it, perfect. But that is the main reason they're there. I'm not going to the doctor like you said because he's a nice guy and he's like, we'll be friends. Like fucking fix me. Do the job that you said you can do.
Yeah, and I think part of the respect for like the process and them as athletes is like, I'll take the wins with them. Like, and they're happy for me too. It's not like I'm trying to steal the fucking limelight.
Like run on the stage like,
it's me. Pick me up. Make sure you pick me up. No, like we celebrate together, but like I take the losses, man. Like fucking, like I'm gutted. Like when Chloe didn't qualify for Euros, I was like in the car, like me and Chase sat in the car, and it was just silence. I was like, this is fucking shit. It's not like I felt like she let me down or I let myself down. Like I think we both did the best job we could. It just wasn't.
Just didn't happen.
Losing. And it was like millimeters away, and I was just like.
It is what it is. You can't ask for much more there.
And like, I try my best in front of my athletes to be like, pick them back up, be like, look, come on, we've still got British, we can do it, kind of thing. But like internally, I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Like I really wanted that as well. That wasn't like.
Yeah. I think that's what makes you a good coach, though, and it goes back to that feeling of. If you're a coach and you're competing on the same day as your athlete, like imagine if you had done that with Chloe, and then like the next group you go, I've got to go compete now. Sorry, Chloe.
Like you do really well.
Like it's just like what you can't. You've got to. I think as a coach, I find it really difficult when it might be a bit controversial me saying this, but like if someone is like a part-time coach. Or they dip in and out of the sport and they're like coaching when they want to coach and then don't coach. I just think just either do it or don't for me. Because I just think if you're not willing to invest all the time into someone, don't start. Because as soon as you start and then you realize how hard it is, and then you go, oh, okay, I'm just gonna like sneak out again. You're playing with too many people there. You're playing with too many emotions as well, and it is such an invest in sport to be in. You know what I mean? It's not like when I was doing like the S&C at a rugby club, I knew that it was Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday. That's it. Like, if I got a message from one of the guys, like on a Monday, it'd be like, yeah, try this. I wasn't there like, how's your day been? What's your knees feeling like? What's this? Like, how's your food? Like, what are you training tonight? What's it like? It was just like after that game, after that whistle blew on a Saturday, it was like, yeah, a couple of pints, let's go home. Like, sorted. But like with weightlifting, it is literally you get a message at 9:15 at night, and you're like, I'm just going to bed, and then just check my phone, and they're injured or they're hurt, or it's so time consuming that I think a lot of people get into it and go, I can be a weightlifting coach.
This looks fun.
Yeah, this looks great. They're like, oh, this is awesome, and then they realize when it gets hard, they're like, oh. Now I'm Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, every day of the week for the year. You know what I mean? You're consumed.
Yeah.
So going into the boys that are competing tomorrow?
Yeah, tomorrow morning. I think for both groups. Tomorrow for all of them.
Yeah. So they're at Europeans now out in Georgia.
Yep.
Yeah. So what's been the build up like that for them both for this one? How are they feeling?
So Ollie was quite a quick turnaround. Like I only recently started coaching him, maybe like, I think this has been like a 7 or 8 week block.
Oh, wow.
So it's a case of like, right, we've got what we've got, let's get you into shape for comp.
Yeah.
Like we don't have too much time for like technical changes. It's just like, let's make sure you can perform on the platform. But like for him, the qualification process for the games is a bit different because it's a small nations slot. So small nations get like an allocation that they can be, I guess, put forward by their governing body to maybe go to the game. I don't know the ins and outs of how it works. He's just told me what we need to do basically, and in a weird turn of events, that makes me, because Ollie's the only lifter from Jersey going, they don't have a coach. I'm, I guess, Team Jersey head coach. So
the new job role already. 8 weeks in.
So I had to go get my IWF license sorted and hopefully, fingers crossed, go to the games. So I'll be coaching at my first international, which I'm fucking well excited for.
Yeah, that's the dream.
Then go on.
So I was going to say, is that sort of what is the goal for you in regards to coaching?
It's twofold. I want the business to be successful enough that I can have the flexibility to like provide the best service to like the elite lot that can't necessarily afford it. So like at the minute they're paying me to turn up to comps. Like for me and Ollie, I'd have to pay for myself to fly. I'd like the business to be in a place where like if he needed to run at Europeans, I could afford to fly myself out and go and make sure he's looked after.
Yeah.
Like that would be class. And also it'd be class for me, like
it's a cool thing.
Can fly tomorrow, I've got a bit of money in the bank, that'd be cool. So I'd like to be able to live off of the business, and it's getting there. Like, and hence the posting on social media and learning to market myself and all of that, which is all new to me, and I'm kind of figuring that all out. But yeah, secondfold, like coaching at an international, would be class. Like especially one of the boys I coach. So like as part of a national system, still class. Don't get me wrong, but like I think coaching one of the people you've took all the way there over the course of like 3 years, would like that is
being there like, every step of the way.
That would be so good. And I think for a lot of the coaches watching, but like for the non-coaches, there's not really a clear pathway of going from, I guess, grassroots coach to coaching for like England, Jersey, Wales, GB, whatever. It's very blurry. Like there are some job roles where people kind of get dragged into some international coaching because they're on the books and that's the person. And there's no like clear progression of like, you need to do this, then this, then this. And
for a shot at this,
And then we'll start giving you some experience. If you're any good, you'll progress. Like it's very unclear like how you become an international coach.
Yeah.
So like I was kind of lucky that Ollie is from Jersey, and like kind of fell into that. Like, that is really fortunate for me. And as a result, like, he phoned me kind of 9 o'clock at night being like, do you have any coaching spots? I was like, yeah, whatever, I'll do it. Like, like if it's a chance for me to go to the games with you, 100%. Like, no brainer.
We were talking earlier, and you two were going on. I was actually listening to this conversation with you two, and you were saying about you know, you have athletes in weightlifting, you know, the sport, for example, and you coach them and you get them to a certain level, and then they almost go off with another coach that is part of the organisation for the country, and then you almost don't do anything with them, which is quite strange because there's not an awful lot of sports where you do that. You know, if you go to, like, in competitions, I guess it's the same, but I don't know if there's any other sports where they go and play for their country and you just sort of like don't see them. Like, it's strange that you've got them to that point and the country that wants them to do well almost doesn't take you along for the ride. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. So the way it works in like USA weightlifting is like their personal coach goes with them a lot of the time, and it's very like merit driven. Like, if you've done well enough to get your athlete there,
you should be on the plane.
Is there proof?
You can go and coach them there, and that's not the way we do it. And even the way coaches in the roles get selected isn't necessarily based on the athletes they produced, which I think is a weird concept. Like, when I coached on talent transfer, like, I applied for the job, I got the job. Like, class, I loved coaching on talent transfer. It's one of my favourite things to do. Like, we got loads of people apply, these like ex-gymnasts, good CrossFitters, whatever. We took them and gave them like some really like high quality coaching. They each got like a personal coach. It's all paid for by British Weightlifting. They got camps every like couple of months, something like that. Like, it was so much fun because you're essentially getting given like coach's dream on repeat. It's like, here's this really talented individual, make them as good as you can. I'm like, it's on a plate. I'll do this on repeat. And then I'll actually go into why like I'm not doing it anymore, because I would love to still do it. Like, it was such a dream role. So it was me and Rod to start with, and Rod was covering whilst Emily Musk was on maternity leave. So it was just me and Rod, and I don't know if you know anything about Rod. Rod's class. Rod's especially good with youngsters. So all the camps were so fun. Like, he was team manager for like the youth, GB youth, and like perfect role for him. He's so good with the kids. Like, every warm up was really fun. Everyone had a good time. Like, everyone was
a camp.
well
Yeah,
excited.
it's a fun camp.
It was really good. And like, that was my first experience of it. He was so good for that. And yeah, basically got given a handful. It was like me and Rod initially, and he was like, right, I'll take half, you take half. We'll talk about everyone together, but I'll write half the programs, you write half the programs. Simple. Class. Did that for like a couple of years. And then when Emily Muskie went on maternity leave a second time, because it was like me, her, and Christian, and the person replacing her, I thought I was shoo-in for. I was like, I've been in the system for 2 years. When you go on maternity leave, like, I couldn't manage this.
Yeah,
like,
I've done it. I've been there, done
like,
it.
I was kind of waiting for that vacancy application to appear. Never appeared, and I was like, oh, I thought I was kind of a shoo-in. And like, the person they filled it with was Mel, and it was kind of a combination of roles to save on budget. So like, maybe I was less of a good fit than I thought. But like, regardless.
Still.
But then, because it was 3 men and Christian was like on payroll, so it wasn't like an external contractor. Because of budgets, you were only allowed like 1 external contractor like per team, and the person they brought in was the external, and she was like, we can't keep you because, but essentially we need a female on the team.
Right.
So like, they, instead of me staying on as one of the talent transfer coaches, they brought in Amy, and this is no shade to Amy. Like, like, it's neither here nor there, but like, she was brought in because talent transfer is primarily female, because those are the people we can accelerate to the Olympics, and she felt like we needed a female on the team. And so I lost that job, not out of any like wrongdoing or any like lack of competency, but just out of being a bloke, and that was fucking like,
that's a kick in the teeth,
that
isn't it?
stung, man. Like, because like, so many of the girls when they left came to me as an individual coach, because they were like, look, I really liked my experience with you coaching. You did a good job. Like, I like the fact you explained things. Like, that was good. So to then be like, oh, actually, like, as of no real fault of your own your own, we think you're a class coach.
We can't have you.
Yeah,
We're
just
not
need
going
a
forward
girl.
with you.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, man, like...
It's funny, I actually identify as a girl starting from right now.
Ignore the beard.
No, that doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah.
That was like good, because for me, that was like kind of my route to international coaching. That was like
How are you going to
the
step
path.
into
I was like,
it?
I'll go from talent transfer. The logical step is I follow these talent girls from there to like youth to juniors. And I'd probably start getting integrated in that. And that just never happened. And that was like the pathway I'd kind of envisaged, I guess. And yeah, it kind of just got like snapped away. And I was like, oh, shit, like this job I really enjoy is just like gone.
Yeah.
And B, like my pathway to like kind of my goal as a coach, like blocked.
Yeah,
And I was
yeah.
like, oh, fuck, like.
Yeah.
There's more than one way to skin a cat, though, and like as you
Yeah.
found out, like you're gonna get to the end goal. It's just not the way you thought. So it's potentially better in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I'm not like I if that job ever came up again, I'd still apply again.
Yeah,
like,
why not?
Because it was such like it's not like the money was excellent or anything, but in a heartbeat, like to have that chance to coach just really talented people
Yeah.
Yeah, why not?
to the highest level possible, and that be the only objective.
Yeah.
Class, that is
day.
so much fun.
I think once you have budget cuts and performance in the same sentence, nothing will work. Like as soon as you tell an athlete like, oh, we're cutting something from you, and we still expect you to be the best.
Yeah.
How what sport do they do that? Like what it would be like Usain Bolt, right? You've got your running spikes that you always wear, right? Now, just before the race, what we're going to do? You're going to run in a completely different shoe. You're going to wear a fucking welly, like put that on and go down and perform your best. It's like as soon as they cut something from you, like that's what I don't get with. Well, I don't know if any other sport is like this, but with weightlifting especially, it just feels like there's so many hurdles that are unnecessary in the athlete's way, that if you just cleared those hurdles, you would probably produce the next Emily Campbell or the next Sarah Davies or the next Chris Murray repeatedly, if that makes sense. So you would have like generational, rather than just having the once in a blue moon where it's like, you've got Emily, now we've got to rely on Emily for the next 3 Olympics or 2 Olympics or whatever. It's like, well, okay, now you've got 2 or 3 girls, 4 girls, 5 girls all go into the Commonwealth, or 2 go into the Olympics, and then you've got couple of boys, I know obviously the route for the boys in GB is like you're pretty much fucking throwing yourself against a brick wall, like trying to qualify for the Olympics, because the numbers are just fucking insane. And that's not to put the girls' achievements down at all, because they've still got to lift some fucking ridiculous numbers, but it is just like that for the GB girls. They're just better and they're more likely to go. But I think as soon as like you said, we were having that conversation about taking an athlete so far and then not being able to compete. Realistically, that competition is the most important thing for GB or for England, for Wales, for Scotland. Like, if you have me as an athlete and you know me inside out, you know all my quirks, you know when I'm going to be shit, when I'm going to be amazing, when to hold me back, when to let me go, what to say to rile me up, what to say to calm me down. You know all that because you've seen me for years. Then on competition day, when I need you the most, when I'm at my peak of nerves, anxiety, excitement, adrenaline, like then suddenly someone who doesn't know me is standing in front of me saying the wrong things, or maybe not even doing anything intentionally wrong. It's just like...
It's just not right or familiar.
It's just not right. Yeah. It's like I know for a fact that lots of my athletes would perform way better if I was there in any capacity. Like if I'm just standing there on the side shouting something that they always hear, then they'll go, okay, someone I know is here. It's all good, But it's weird that in weightlifting we don't get that chance, It's mad.
I think like a couple of things touching on what you said, like the bonkers thing to me about the fact the budgets were being cut is like we've got this program that provably works. Like Amelie Pelter, Funmi, Lottie, Maddie Connolly. Like I could continue to reel off names of people that I've been sent to internationals that came through that talent route.
Yeah.
Like it's your most successful program, full stop.
Yeah.
Like
keep it going.
Why are we cutting budgets here?
Yeah.
And like it's also bonkers that the standard for athletes to qualify for anything is so like rigid and like performance based, and it's completely the opposite for coaches. It's like, oh, we like you, you can have a job,
but
not
can
based
you
on
do the
anything.
job? Like, yeah.
And then like for athletes, there's no like, we like you, you've got a good attitude, we're going to invest in you a little bit, which is probably better for athletes. Like, if someone's got a good attitude at camps, they add to the environment. That's going to have a knock-on effect to all the other athletes.
Yeah,
there should be a little bit of leeway for like, look, you've got good
potential.
fit.
Yeah.
Like, you haven't demonstrated the numbers yet, but like we've all got eyes. We know you're going to be good.
Yeah.
We're going to give you a couple of months of like freedom for you to like kind of fulfill that. But then on the coaching end, where you're in.
Yeah.
Well, the only thing you really want out of your coach is performance. Like, there's a little bit of like atmosphere to the room, but that is demonstrated by your numbers.
Yeah.
Like, it's very cut and dry, the impact you have as a coach, because you have an athlete that starts at one place and finishes in another place. And like, they're uncontrollables, like people getting injured, and like a one-off getting injured, fine, out of your hands. If you're injuring 5 different athletes though,
It's your fault. Yeah, it's on you.
Like, and there should be that clear kind of, like, you've done a good job or you've done a bad job.
Yeah.
Therefore, you're selected
You get this
for
job
this role,
or you don't. Yeah.
which is what it is for athletes. Like, the framework is there. The framework exists.
Yeah.
But it's applied like kind of backwards, it feels like.
Yeah. And it feels like to me that with the athlete, it's far more cutthroat than it is for the coach. So it's like you know, we had Chase on, and she described what if you've been in weightlifting for a long time and you've been around these circles, you understand how in and out people are when they're at the cusp level, like she explained, where you might be on the cusp of being in the Welsh squad or national squad, whatever squad, and you get invited in, then you get dropped, and then you get invited in again, and then you get dropped, and it's always like, oh, okay, so and so's done a comp and they've finally hit the qualification total for this, we'll invite them in. They don't do well in that training camp, we don't message them again for another couple of months, you know. And it's always like, if you're not in like, shout out Mikey Farmer, like the you know, the top in the country, it's like you are not guaranteed to be messaged or called at all. But with the coaching staff, it's very much, and this isn't a dig at any of the coaching staff, but it is very much, once you're in, you're in. Like you like, I personally looked at routes to go through to help with some of my athletes in Wales, and I couldn't find anything which would suggest there's, like you said, a pathway or someone I could message to even talk to be like, look, I've got 3 or 4, 5 athletes that are going to try and get into the Welsh squad. I want to be there for these athletes, but I will also offer my experience with other athletes. Can I help? And it was very much like, well, like, it may happen, it may not. You could come to a camp if you want to watch. And it's like, well, if I come and watch, I will come and watch, and I will say something. Like, I will say, this is great, or this isn't, like, I want this, or I want to, like, do you want to hear this from me? Because if you don't want to hear this, don't invite me. Because like, I'm just going to get like, oh yeah, just go away. You know, it's hard, man. It is hard. Speaking of Chase, do you want to ask these?
Yeah, so you coach Chase, who is your partner.
Yep.
What is difficult about coaching her, and how do you separate like the coach and the partner balance?
This would be interesting.
It's difficult to switch modes, I guess, to go from like coach mode to boyfriend mode, because sometimes she just wants to have a moan because she's had a bad session, and the coach in me is like, a part of it is defensive because I'm like, the program's fucking good, do the program, like, I know it works, shut up and just get it done. And the boyfriend in me is like, your coach sounds like a dickhead.
Why is he being so harsh?
Like, that sounds shit, you need more support. And like, it's kind of having that battle within myself, but also like, sometimes just having a moan with her, even though it's really hard to moan about myself and be like, yeah, like, training is hard, that sucks. Like,
it is what it is.
Like, whatever. So the balancing act is the difficulty. Like,
do you sort of go home though, and then you're like, right, no more talking about training, let's just be at home? Or is it very much so it bleeds into every other part of life?
It bleeds. We're very good at communicating, is the one thing I will absolutely give us like over anything. Like when there's no clear barrier, but like if I'm done with coaching, I'll be like, look, this is like, I'm self-aware enough to realize it's bothering me, and I'm like, look, I'm trying not to be defensive as a coach, and I'm sick of work because I've been at my laptop all day coaching people. Now you're asking why you aren't doing more front squats because I thought we needed to get strong. Like, like I try not to give that attitude that I've just given that.
I get it.
Well, like
You get it, fuck yeah.
like, yes, we need to be strong, but your leg also hurts, so we can't do more front squats. But I know you want to moan because I'm also your boyfriend. I'm like that space that you go to have a little moan because you've had a bad day.
Yeah.
But I'm also your coach being like, look, what we do makes sense. So it's just.
Does she take it well when you put it sort of, you know, pragmatically to her? You explain that this is why, because of X, Y, and Z. Is that enough?
I think because she sees me coach other people, it's normally enough, but she has like more doubt in me than most people. So a lot of my boys, they'll do whatever I say, whatever I write, because they 100% believe it is the way forward.
Yeah.
Whereas sometimes she'll watch me write a program and she'll be like, how's work going? I'm like, you know, like so-and-so struggling. I think we're doing the right thing. Like we're doing this. But she sees that kind of like, not the like image I give out to my athletes. So it's like, this is the right thing. I know for certain. We're not fucking around. This is going to get you there. Yeah. She sees the side of that that's like...
Bit more vulnerable side of things.
Yeah, I guess. But I'm like, I think this is the right thing. I hope we make it. I hope this is enough.
Yeah.
And just me bouncing ideas. I was like, do you think this is a bit hard? What do you think? So like, she knows that that's what she's getting, and she knows that I'm not like 100% certain. And like, there's no coach in the world that's 100% certain.
That's the thing I was literally about to say, but every coach...
Yeah.
Every coach feels like that, and I don't care who you are. Like, you could be fucking like the Carlos Nassar's coach. Yes, he's winning everything, but I guarantee when they're sitting down, I don't think he even really has a main coach anymore. But let's say anyone, any top, you will still look at that program and go, could I add something? Could I change something? Is this going to be detrimental, or is this going to be the right time? But then you don't know until you fucking just send the program and go, right, we're in day one, let's see what happens.
I think that's just being a human. Like Abby doesn't train to the extent that she used to, but she comes in the gym with me and we'll do bits, and she'll almost like jokingly say like, what the fuck do you know? Because she doesn't just see me in the gym and that's my only point of like, I'm competent, I'm confident, I know what I'm doing. She'll see me and Asda going, fuck, where's the kids? Like, being an idiot. And then she puts both of those two together going, well, I know you're an idiot, but not all of the time.
Yeah.
So it's just a hard balance. It is.
Yeah.
I do have one final question for you from me. If you had to start again with training and with coaching, what would you do differently? Almost to the point of like, what advice would you give yourself? Stretch
would be a good one. I think I was quite fortunate anyway, but I think I would make a better effort to chase environments that fed me more as an athlete. Like Loughborough, when I was in Loughborough, was incredible for that. I've had like little bits. I think like when I struggled with lifting it's quite often when I'm in the gym when no one gets it. There's no one holding me accountable. Like,
you're on your own.
Well, yeah. When I'm at home over COVID, it was very difficult because at the gym at Loughborough, I was like chasing people down. So like it was Chris Russ, and then it was Ed, and then it was like, so there was like a list of people where I'm like, I could see their training. I knew what they were doing every day. And like, I could see that even though like I was a distance from that, I could see where it was. Like I knew what I had to do. It's like, okay, not only like, let's say Chris Russ snatches 130 in comp. I know I've got to snatch 130, but I know to get there, he's probably doing 5 to 6 singles at 115. And he's back squatting triples at 180, or like whatever it is. I see all of it. So I know like roughly how far away from like each different point I am. And then as soon as that disappeared and there was no one watching any of my lifting and there was no incentive to chase people down, it was so easy as a coach to get really caught up in making everything too perfect because the numbers were like less important or just get in that like fire. Like I'm quite externally motivated. Like if people are watching and I've got some headphones in, I'll blast some heavy lifts. Like I can pull it out the bag. But like when it's just me slogging through my like 5th set of pause jerk doubles, I'm like no one's watching this. Like I've got no incentive to make this perfect just because I want to. Like,
yeah, just ticking boxes at that point.
It's very outcome driven. Whether it's like I like the process, but I like the process in that environment. That's what like I've spoken to you before about this, where like that was the appeal of willpower for me. Was like that environment looked like it would suit me really well. Like a bit rugby club, a bit like shouty, a bit angry, like quite testosterone driven.
Very.
Was like that's exactly what I needed.
Yeah.
And when that disappeared was when my training was like sluggish.
Flat.
Yeah.
I can't remember which CrossFit coach said it, but he said if I'm in the garage on my own and I'm rowing and my dog comes over and looks at the monitor, I will row harder. Like just having somewhere, there's people around you, you want to give more. And I think I would agree with that.
Yeah. It's the, like you said at the start, pressure, isn't it? It's the pressurized. We talked about it before the pod, and I think people mistake or can take pressure as a negative when pressure can be an absolute positive in your life in general. Like when I know you feel the same, but like I know when I'm at my busiest, and I know when I'm like, I've got to do this, I've got to do that, I've got to do this, I've got to like that momentum in chasing that, I have to do this pressure, or like there's a number that I have to hit, there's a session I have to hit, or that's a person I need to, you're constantly driven forward, and the outcome then just becomes like a churn over effect of just like reps on reps on reps of like not just training but just in life. Like if you're always, I need to do this, or I need to start this up, or I need to change this, as soon as that leaves, you are literally just like, what now? Like what is the point in forcing myself into these positions where I know it's forced? It's not natural anymore. The pressure isn't like you said, you're in a gym environment with a load of lads or a load of girls that are lifting really well, and now you've got to uphold the standard. When it's now just gone, you're like, well, I could lift at any standard. I don't even have to lift. Like no one's here. Like no one cares. Yeah,
it's all arbitrary, right? Like it's a ridiculous sport. We pick up a heavy bar, we put it over our head, like
over and over and over and over for like what?
I
no money, no
plastic trophies.
Some plastic medals now and again.
I really don't resonate with people that are like, I want to snatch 140. I'm like, I don't like that number only matters because people care.
Yeah, like
a lot of the appeal is the fact that people care, because it's all arbitrary. Like we could all play darts. Like you're just throwing a stick into a board, but like it's the fact that people care about what you're doing, that like you climbing competency, you're like the best out of like X amount of people, best in the country, best in the world, best in your gym, whatever. Like it's only important because people care. So like when that's removed from me, I really see it. I don't know if this is me just being autistic, but I see it for what it is. I'm just lifting up a heavy bar and my body hurts. This is not fun at all.
That's anything though. Like if you were the only person on earth, would you be trying to snatch 140? Like probably not. Yeah. No, I'd just be doing whatever I feel like I want to do. I'd go fishing, but it's what we give value to. Like it's your 100 kilo squat snatch, There's a lot of value to that because of the effort that goes into it. Snatching 140 takes a fucking lot of effort, and I think people respect effort.
Yeah. I think we'll finish on one more. Yeah. Right. We've said it with our last two guests. I'm going to say it with you. If there's any numbers that you're still chasing in whatever it is, send a death threat to them now so you can hold yourself accountable to them.
Training numbers. I'd like to jerk double body weight.
Okay. What's your body weight?
At the minute, like bounces like 90 to 95.
Okay, so 180 plus.
Yeah, 180 to 190 jerk.
Okay. So that's cool. What are you on at the moment? What currently?
Best is 175. Oh. I haven't done that in a little while though. So like I'd have to get back there and then...
Right, so you need your shape to come back to that, then add more shape on top. Okay, so 180 Okay.
Fuck yeah.
Well, you're on camera now, so you've said it now. So you said it now. So when you do it, we'll send you this clip, and then you can make a
Perfect.
cool. Well,
You might be
cool.
waiting a while.
Yeah, trust me. Well, I've got the 200 kilo front squat. I'm gonna be here day like 4,729 of trying to squat 200 kilos. Yeah. So yeah, no, I think that's it from me.
Yeah, mate, Mike, thank you so much.
Yeah,
fantastic.
pleasure. Thank you very much.
Coming on. As always, guys, Ask Stoves, log burners, boilers, biomass heaters, and fuck, what was the
everything else that you need to heat your house?
Anything heating. Can I just go there? 10% off. Like,
yeah, sort the boys out.
Thank you for listening, guys.
Thank you.